Hello YouTube! I thought I would do a quick video on my EDC. Now I'm just an average guy. I'm not a fancy guy. I work in an office in a suburban environment. I go hiking and camping once in a while, but I'm not a survivalist by any means. And what I've got is essentially a modular EDC. Now, when I go to work, I'm always taking, obviously, car keys. And on here, I've had this, you see that? I've had the Sears Craftsman little pocket screwdriver thing on there for probably 20 years or so. Got a couple of little library cards and such. And then, of course, keys to the house and office and everything else. The other thing I always take with me is my phone. Let me see, this is just a 6S, I guess it is. And the case is not too fancy. It's just a body glove. I think it was $4 or $5 at Walmart. And then it's got a case protector, which you can see has done its job. It's protected pretty well. And then what I've been experimenting with, I'm new to this whole EDC thing, so I'm still trying to figure out what's good and what's not. But let me go down the list. So here I've got the classic SD Victorinox pocket knife. And this thing is essentially brand new. Bought it the other day, actually from a local antique shop for the grand total of $3. As far as I can tell, it's brand new. So I put that on a little lanyard, and it's got a red carabiner. Then I've got a Maglite Solo. This is the old incandescent type. This is not the LED. If I'm honest with you, most of the time I've got the flashlight on the phone, so this thing's not all that useful, but I've got it there, and it's on its own carabiner. And then the last tool is the Toolzall Pocket Pro, and that's an interesting tool. Not sure if anyone has ever seen these before. I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit. This is typically the one that I like to have in my pocket when I'm around the house, and the reason, I'm shooting this with my old iPad, so hopefully you can bear with me here. The reason is this thing has a half-decent set of pliers. Very small. You can see it's extremely small for my hand, but it does a pretty good job. It's got a nice point tip on it. As far as tool functions, it's got a couple of the basics, and so let me see if I can do this one-handed. I prefer not to put you guys down. So what I've got is this part here. This is a little nail file with a cuticle thing. I don't know. The nail file's half decent. You know, I can use that maybe if you screw up your nail or something. Then this is, oops, struggling. This is the knife blade, and it's relatively sharp. I sharpened it the other day, but it's great for cutting string or, you know, just normal things, paper, whatever, just little things. On this side, these are probably the more useful tools, if I'm honest. This is a bottle opener, which I don't really care, but it's got this very fine, can you see that? It's got a very fine chisel point on it, and it's useful also for those very small Phillips screws. It works on that. And then this other one, this is just a flathead. So this is the guy that I normally carry when I'm around the house. I just toss it in my pocket and call it good. The idea is I've got the Maglite. This is extremely good if we're taking a walk in the nighttime. Our subdivision is lit and there's plenty of light, so you don't really need a flashlight, but sometimes if you're walking, crossing the street or whatever, I do like to just kind of turn it on. It's not bright. You guys know these Maglites put out not many lumens at all. But whatever, you know, it's a light source that's extremely small. So that's really just for walking around in the nighttime, really more towards the winter. And then this guy, everyone knows the the Victorinox Classic SD, so I'm not going to go through that. Like I said, this guy is brand new. I just got him about 3 or 4 days ago, and so I really haven't even taken him out anywhere yet. I just put him on this lanyard. But the concept is, regardless of what I'm doing, I could very easily grab the tool that I think I need. Now, if I'm going to work, like I said, at work, I really haven't taken any of these things yet. Normally at my office, let me show you what I have. Normally in my desk at my office, I've got one of these cheap folding multi-tools. It's one of these, I don't even know what it is because it's not labeled, but it's actually pretty darn good. I actually like it a little bit more than the multi-tool from the Toolzall, and the reason is because it's a little bit bigger. It gives me a little bit better feeling in the hand. But this thing, I've got, I don't know, 3 of these. I think they were $4 or $5 from Walmart, I'm thinking. And so I keep one in my desk. I used to keep one in my backpack, but the TSA took it away. Thank you, TSA. But you know, it's got a file. It's got scissors. This one's nice. It's got a can opener in there. You can see that. And then the last part, let's see if I can do this one-handed, lefty. The last part is kind of a flat screwdriver. So that's pretty cool. I like having the can opener. To me, that's the main part that's missing from this kind of setup. Although, if I'm honest, if I'm just walking around my subdivision, I don't need a can opener. When I'm at work, I think we might have a can opener at the office, but I don't know, so I got a can opener with me. So that's one of the reasons. And like I said, I keep one of these in the car too. And then it's got a little saw, not all that useful. I suppose you can cut some rope, maybe. It's got a bottle opener with another screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, which is pretty good, and then the knife. So this guy is pretty good. Like I said, I got a couple of these. I throw them in the car, easy, cheap to use. I prefer not to carry this one around my pocket because you can see, just compared to the size, it's a little bit fatter. The length is about the same, but it's just a little more bulky in my pocket. And so, given the choice, I would much rather just carry this one around and keep this guy, in a drawer or something. So that's my EDC. Let me kind of show you again. It's not. I suppose you would call it minimalist EDC. I don't have anything for starting a fire. Again, if I need to start a fire, I'll grab some matches from my car, or we have matches in the house, or whatever the case may be. My phone is really the main heart of it, honestly. If I needed to, these could all go, and I would be a little bit sad, but that's just life. And then these two are obviously the core. Now, I thought about putting the Victorinox onto the keychain, so it's always on there. But the truth is, I fly a fair amount, and so that would tend to be a hassle, constantly putting it on and taking it off. And so I'm tempted just to leave it off for now, just because it's such a pain. I might start playing with, hooking it up maybe during when I'm just here in town, and then taking it off when I'm not in town. But I don't know. We'll have to see. So anyway, this is my EDC as it is today. Like I said, to tell you the truth, I never even knew what EDC was before just now. So I'm starting to look online and see what other people carry. I really am not a big fan of carrying multiples of things. So I don't see myself carrying, the Victorinox and the Toolzall. Because honestly, the only thing that would give me is the tweezers, which you can live without tweezers, toothpick, which I don't plan to use, and the scissors, which I don't plan to use. And so I've got a knife blade here and a file, and I've got a knife blade here and a file. Likewise, I wouldn't carry these two because they're equivalent in my mind. They both do a lot of the same functions, and so I don't know that I would do that. The flashlight, you could argue, are you going to carry the flashlight with the phone? Probably not. And so if I'm walking with my phone, then I probably won't take the flashlight because, again, I've got you know, obviously we've got the LED on the phone, which for my purposes is sufficient. And the other thing too is, let's be honest, you always keep your phone charged, but I don't always keep this thing charged. I try to, if I remember, I'll try to, you know, to change out the battery when it thinks, you know, when I think it needs it. But typically, I'll just not grab it unless I'm going out for a walk. So that's pretty much it. I've also toyed with the idea of taking this Craftsman screwdriver off of there, but now it's really become a talisman more than anything else. Since I've had it for so long, I'll just keep it on there. But please let me know what you guys think about EDC. Is this too minimal for you? Am I not prepared for every possible outcome? That's probably true. It's not really my style to have everything under the sun. I much more prefer to have my car stocked up. And I'll do a second video on my vehicle to tell you the types of things I keep in there. All right, thanks YouTube.